welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And the player introductions are wrapped up. The starting fives for both teams, as we're just about ready to get this one started. It's NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Glad you could join us on this exciting Friday night matchup. And our broadcast team tonight, Greg Anthony here to my left and Steve Smith to my right. And the Hall of Famer David Aldridge along the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Kevin, thanks.
Oh, you know what? I love that work ethic. Thanks, D.A. As the playoffs near, let's take a look at the Eastern Conference standings. Take a look at the Nets. They are the favorite right now to lock up the #1 seed come playoff time. Sitting in first place right now and not looking like they, are going to be slowing down at all. And, of course, Toronto. They're just sitting one spot down right on their heels.
And for the Raptors, they're not an opponent any team wants to see on their schedule. They've been producing all season long. And, guys, I don't see them slowing down anytime soon.
We figured that by this point in the season, they would have separated themselves from the pack. They've done that and more.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Siakam and Ibaka, the duo down low. Davis is out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Anunoby in at the 3, the small forward. And looking at the Nets, we've got Mitchell Robinson. Kyrie Irving is out there with Harden. And it's Durant, and it's Caboclo in at the power forward position. Well, we expect, Steve, to see a lot of threes tonight. Both teams can really shoot it.
Yes, Kevin. I think the one thing will separate both these teams is their shot selection from behind the three-point line. That can really be the turning point. But you said it best. Both of these squads can really shoot the three.
Now Irving. He's coming off a 31-point game against Orlando. And Harden with the step.
That play is made because of Kyrie's vision and his willingness to share the basketball.
First quarter, just over a minute played. And so VanVleet will bring it up for Toronto. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And a lot of that was game plan. Putting guys in a position to succeed, particularly on the offensive end.
They understood what the defense was trying to take away and game planned a great strategy to take advantage of it.
Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile one block we just saw on replay.
And early in the game, a defensive play like that goes a long way, establishing the attitude you want.
Davis finds VanVleet. That's in there. Davis with the assist. VanVleet's got 5.
You have to respect Fred's range. If not, he'll make you pay.
Durant, that's good.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
How often do we see this these days? Clubs answering each other from range.
And it's in there.
Strong finish. Siakam with great balance, able to complete the play through contact. Fred VanVleet, a weapon from the outside, has a great shot that he can pull up at a moment's notice. He's consistent on catch and shoots as well as off the dribble.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
1:44 left here in the first quarter. Pass to Anunoby. With some arc, here's Ibaka. Robinson with the block. Irving looking for an opening. No good there with the step-back J.
And with VanVleet, about half of his shots are from deep.
You're right, G.A. That's the #1 part of his offense, of his game right now. He can shoot it deep, but he also can drive it. He shoots a low field goal percentage from those shots because of the distance. But I love Fred VanVleet. He knows how to play.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
Well, on the road, you don't expect to look so comfortable on the offensive end, but that was the story of the game.
Yeah, they look right at home, except they weren't. Great job of blocking out the noise.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Kyle Anderson comes in for Caboclo. Joe Harris is checked in for Kevin Durant. And it's Duncan Robinson in for James Harden. So it's Toronto now, following the bucket by the Nets. Van Vliet with the bucket.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Outside Irving. Puts up a three. Here's Claxton. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game.
And I'm sure next time he sits down, coach is going to have a few choice words for him with that shot selection.
And you know what? He knows it. You have to try to play within the system or you're going to come away with empty possessions.
Now here's Irving. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. A second chance effort. Claxton with the bucket. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, it reminds me of that Cameo song, Back and Forth.
And here's Van Vliet from the arc. Van Vliet can't get that one to fall. James Harden getting it done for Brooklyn. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Back to the action after this word. And earlier we got a few words from Marc Gasol regarding his former teammate in Toronto, Kawhi Leonard.
The way he plays defensively, you know what is.
And of course, Gasol and Leonard won the championship together in 2019. Largely, Greg, because of their ability to play defense and get stops.
And two former defensive players of the year on the same team. That's going to be your foundation. But both guys were tremendous at the other end as well, albeit in different ways.
And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Nets, what do you guys think?
Just stretching out the floor in that first, they had the defense scrambling.
Reason why, excellent spacing. They may not stay this hot all game, but hard to bet against them.
So on the floor for Toronto to start this second quarter, they've got Norman Powell. Marc Gasol is out there with Chris Boucher. Then it's Fred VanVleet, and it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 3 slot.
What you know about Marc Gasol's game is he has a fantastic feel working down there in the interior.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Some guys just understand how to generate points. He's one of them.
VanVleet attacking. Here's Boucher. Makes it off the glass. Boucher's got his first 2 points.
He's heady. He's unselfish. All VanVleet does is make winning plays.
Timeout called the Nets. Right, for those teams who have overachieved in the regular season as the playoffs are coming up, how do they ensure their success continues into the postseason?
Well, Kevin, the skeptics are still going to be out there. You just got to understand the playoffs are a different animal. You've got to be resilient and adaptable when the adversity hits because it's going to come. And the belief system so paramount to success of teams, especially underdog teams in the postseason. Do they have the confidence to get the job done?
The putback, great positioning on the putback. It's all knotted up.
Relentless energy from OG. Defense can't counter his explosiveness on the board.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Both teams putting forth their best efforts right now. This is the kind of game fans pay to see. OG Anunoby out of Indiana. He was the 23rd pick in the 2017 draft. Another great draft selection that day. Slipped due to injuries concerns, but he's been great.
6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
Outside for Robinson. Here's Caboclo. Robinson dishes to KD. From the arc. Powell pulls it in.
And Smitty, with OG Anunoby, he has a very high ceiling with what he can become.
Greg, OG Anunoby can impact the game on both sides of the ball, which is fantastic. He's a solid defender, and with the ball in his hands, he's very smart, making good decisions. This team is very excited to see his development.
Nice work to get it inside and draw contact.
Kevin Durant as a rookie to Kevin Durant right now, the difference is he's comfortable being a vocal leader. When your bigs can make free throws, it's a huge advantage. Love his approach to getting to the line.
And he's good on the three ball.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes, and they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
Davis against Harden. Durant deciding where to go with it. 6 on the shot clock from deep three-point range, and the Nets miss again.
A bit of pride at stake, trying to get that last three ball back, but couldn't get it to fall. Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
Raptors leading by 4. Anunoby has the open look. Offensive rebound. Siakam. That one goes in.
And Kevin, they've dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
The Raptors have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. And a new group in for the Nets. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Kyle Anderson comes in for Caboclo. Harris is checked in for Duncan Robinson. And Irving subbed in for James Harden. Raptors also changing it up. Chris Boucher's checked in for Ibaka. Wande Hollis Jefferson comes in for OG Anunoby. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Norman Powell. Hits the three-point bomb.
A silky smooth playmaker. Irving on time and on point.
Here's Siakam. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Siakam's got 5 points now this quarter. Here's Irving. He's one of the most resourceful scorers you'll ever see. He's generating an average of around 33.5 points a game.
So good at pulling up off the dribble. Kyrie completely under control the whole time.
Here's VanVleet. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. VanVleet's got 9 points. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. It's the Raptors. They're up by 5. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. That guy right there is Shaquille O'Neal, and that guy right there is Kenny the Jet Smith. This Raptors team, last offseason, they lose Kawhi. They lose Danny Green. But last season, Toronto's still one of the elite teams shooting from three.
Everyone on the roster can make a three-pointer. I don't think I've ever seen that before. The team trusts each other, and they make that extra pass. And it's really good out there.
Great shot. That system that Nick Nurse has put in place is fantastic. The Raptors do a great job, man. They hit the open man, and they communicate.
You know why you've never seen a team that everybody on the team can shoot a three?
Why?
Because you were on those teams. And that should do it with the second half.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You gotta like what Harden has done in this game so far.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Harden out there with Kyrie Irving. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. And it's Durant. And it's Caboclo in at the 4 spot. And Durant comes to help. Pass to Siakam. Robinson with the block. And they get it back.
Starting the half with 3 straight misses. Now how they envision this one.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. A lot of great talkers over the years, trash talkers on the floor in this league. You think they do it more to get themselves going, Greg, or do they do it with the purpose of getting under their opponent's skin?
And Kevin, that's a great question. And believe it or not, you see both. I've seen guys who do it to get under your skin, and I've also seen guys that do it for their own benefit. That's how they derive their confidence. And so it's about you figuring out what works for you. I've seen some guys, they don't say smack. They don't say a word during the course of the game, but they will cut your heart out. So it's just about what fits your personality in terms of making you play your best.
I'm glad you don't trash talk here on 2K, Greg. I'll tell you that.
No, we don't do that.
Playing at his tempo, his pace, he's been dialed in all night.
Timeout called, the Nets. Well, Greg, Pascal Siakam won Most Improved Player in the league in 2019, and as we've talked about, had a case for it again in the 2020 voting.
I tell you, Siakam's play jumped so much again. He deserved the recognition. He continued to press himself to be an elite forward, rare for a former MIP winner to even be considered for the award more than once.
Marc Gasol has checked in for Serge Ibaka. And Siakam has got the ball here for Toronto. It's a three-point game, and the shot goes down. Siakam's got 4 this quarter.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Count it.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Reason why, lack of focus, lack of communication, which led to second chance points.
Here's Van Vliet, and it's blocked. They retain possession. And Siakam throws it down. A minute 50 left in the third quarter. Here's Harden. Trying to get open is Robinson. With that shot, the Raptor lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Harden. Toronto's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Pass to Gasol. Back to Van Vliet. Make it 5 for 10 within the net bucket.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Brooklyn's got the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it. 9 times they've missed. Durant way outside. Robinson controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Now, here's Siakam. Tight defense on him. So timeout called here. The first for Toronto. Strange to see Marc Gasol shooting from outside. His game, Greg, wasn't always like it is now.
I mean, Gasol has added a 3 to his game in the last seasons with Memphis, and it was an immediate success. He became a functioning stretch 5. Early in his career, he was more likely to drag you to the block and just bruise you more than anything else.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Caboclo. Anderson comes in for Kevin Durant. Harris is checked in for James Harden. And it's Duncan Robinson in for Kyrie Irving.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile 1 block?
Close games can boil down to who makes plays on defense, and that is one heck of a rejection right there.
Floats one up. Rebound, Brooklyn. Robinson's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Claxton, covered by Siakam. Robinson down low. Robinson. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
Shut down. This is the way you play defense. This is how you protect the rim.
And that log came from a mile away, and it was right on the money.
Talk about a long-distance connection. And here is Harris.
Wow, that's one you just kind of assume is going in. Tough luck.
Pascal Siakam getting it done for Toronto. And we'll be back with you shortly. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Let me tell you, when you can run offense through your bigs, you give the defense just another thing it has to try and take away.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. So the Raptors 5 right now. We've got Fred VanVleet. Boucher out there with the buck. Then there's Norman Powell. And Siakam in at the small forward position.
That's a man's play right there. Kyrie doing what the defender doesn't want him to do. And one opportunity.
That free throw good from Kyrie Irving. Raptors with the lead. VanVleet looking around. And it's good. 2 points.
Love the strength on that drive by Fred VanVleet. He is tough and he's aggressive.
Now the pass to Claxton. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
Yeah, just nice strength there, and then just off with the shot.
At the line for 2.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Raptors shooting the ball really well in this game, 58%. Count that one from VanVleet. And the Raptors lead by 4.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior. Wow, he is lighting it up here in the second half.
And it's VanVleet with the ball for the Toronto Raptors. Pass to Boucher. Pocket 4. The Raptors need to get a shot. Ibaka for 3. And Irving pulls it down.
So frustrating when you can't get anything to go down as you're trying to help your team finish the job.
The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Mitchell Robinson's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Caboclo comes in for Anderson. And Kevin Durant is subbed in for Joe Harris. And then for Toronto, OG Anunoby's checked in for Chris Boucher. Davis is subbed in for Fred VanVleet. KD passes to Caboclo. Feeds it to Robinson. Paxson coming off the assist from KD.
There's a certain resiliency to this team, and you're starting to see it.
Well within striking range. Now is when you have to lock in at both ends.
And Ibaka kicks to Davis to end the run. He takes it up and lays it in.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
And I don't think he expected to get that good of a look. Poor communication defensively.
KD against Anunoby. And it's Kevin Durant with the 3. KD's got the lead up to 4 now for the Nets. The Raptors have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. It's tipped and out of bounds as Toronto gains possession.
Oh my goodness, he's kicking himself. You know, that's a critical time to commit a turnover. No telling how that error will ultimately play out.
James Harden, he's checked in for Duncan Robinson. And the Raptors also making a change. Fred VanVleet is checked in for Powell. To the paint, here's Ibaka. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And Harden with the basket on the assist from KD.
That takes poise, patience, and vision. Great pass by Kevin Durant.
Raptors trail by 6. Davis in the corner. There's the triple. Trains it from beyond the arc.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Harden surveying the D.
That is the perfect technique to rebound. I mean, he shields his man, kept him behind, and then he's off to the races.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
You see Serge in the painted area, feels the defender, goes on the attack.
And both free throws good for Serge Ibaka.
No doubt about those free throws. This is why you put the ball in his hands.
Durant up top. He's guarded by Anunoby. No good from Durant. Toronto with the ball. And here's Davis for three. And Caboclo pulls it down. Guys, it's come down here to a very important possession.
No room for error.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. It's good from beyond the arc.
And such a clutch shooter. I mean, he lives with a big shot. And when he's rolling like this, watch out.
Toronto calls timeout. They're trailing by 4. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
Looking for a quick shot, trying to extend the game.
And on the defensive end, they'll have to foul whomever gets the ball. No time left to be picky.
And now, let's present our New Balance player of the game, Kyrie Irving.
And he's been dialed in from the field, Kevin. Good on over 60% of his attempts. They've been working the ball around well, and he's benefited with a lot of open looks. And boy, has he made the most of it.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, during the last timeout, I listened to Nick Nurse talk to his team. He told them they have to keep fighting. He said, hey, look, we're right here, but we can't make mistakes. You got to be aggressive and smart. Back to you guys.
Thanks, David.
Huge shots. Tremendous job stepping up in a big way for them at the stripe.
Toronto calls timeout. They trail by 3. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth. Here's what's your take.
And it's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
Also, interesting choice to be made right here. You need either a 3 or a quick 2 and a foul.
For 3, Van Vliet can't get the 3 to fall. Harden gets to Durant. And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
And he is unable to get the second one. And so it's Brooklyn who scrapes by with the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans. But in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on. But let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Kevin, a big win. They're a very good team. How hard was it to get the win the way they were playing?
They got the heart of a champion. Their coach is unbelievable. He does so many good things with those guys. So we knew it was going to be a game. They just kept fighting and made it tough on us.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, great.